You may now be seated.
Hello, US Bank Stadium.
Woo!
Congratulations, everyone. We made it. Our class survived a pandemic and came out even stronger than before. I always envied the other seniors, but now that I'm here, I've come to realize how meaningful our time at MHS has been.
I couldn't agree more. Today is a day to celebrate all of our successes and accomplishments.
Not gonna lie, today is a little bit hard to be sentimental with so many people staring at us.
Especially when we're up there. I love seeing all my imperfections on a 12K Jumbotron.
I really wish I didn't turn so red.
I'm so happy Mr. Erickson chose this venue.
Props to the designers for having the speakers face the largest
and the highest quality screen for the entire ceremony.
It's great. But let's ignore our comically enlarged faces and focus on the real deal. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, teachers, parents, and especially the fellow class of 2022. Tonight, we are gathered to celebrate how we've grown as both learners and people at Minnetonka. My name is Maxwell Mavius, and my partner is Maria Camilli, and together, we're M&M. We are honored to be your hosts this lovely evening.
You are all in for a wonderful graduation ceremony tonight. We have some remarkably talented people to entertain you and some great speeches to listen to. Before we begin, we'd like to lead you in one final activity, seniors.
To get the pep in our step, we want to go out the same way we came in, with the roller coaster, and not the emotional kind.
When we first came to MHS, our first mates introduced us to this cheer during freshman orientation.
All right, everyone, we'll lead. Okay, class of 2022, arms up, rails down, arms back up, down, right, left, right. Woo!
Wow. Dare I say that participation was better than our class's attendance this year?
For sure. Before we move on, just a reminder to have your tassel on the right side of your cap.
We'll move it to the left at the end, after we've all gone up on the stage.
Speaking of which, other than tripping on the stage, a serious buzzkill to graduation is random phone alerts. I'm looking at you, middle-aged audience.
We know many of you have work and numerous emails, but today is a big day. I assure you that will be enough to entertain you. We ask that everyone please take a moment to silence their phones.
On a more serious note, there are family members, teachers, and friends who are no longer with us to celebrate today. We'd like to take a moment of silence in their honor. Now, would you all please rise and face the flag as we start with a moving rendition of the national anthem under the direction of Mrs. Sarah Finn-Sommerfeld and Mr. Miles Mortensen.
Thank you for that incredible performance.
Yes, but I can see my mom getting emotional a bit too early.
Tonight's first speaker is well known to all of us. He is the superintendent of the Minnetonka School District.
This is Dr. Peterson's last year speaking before his retirement. Thank you for all the work you've dedicated to this district and the countless programs you've introduced. You have laid the groundwork for a better Minnetonka.
I look forward to hearing what advice he has for his final graduating class. Let's get comfortable and welcome Dr. Peterson.
Thank you very much. It's my privilege and honor to welcome you to the 2022 graduation program of Minnetonka High School. This is our 69th graduating class. I've had the honor of speaking to our graduates and their families 21 times as Minnetonka's superintendent. I've been a superintendent in various school districts across the country for 52 years, since 1967. We have probably graduated about 15,000 students just in Minnetonka during those times. The oldest of those graduates is now close to 40. When I look back at the oldest graduates from my first class, many of them in their early 70s. That had to soak into me too. This will be my last, as the students said. So it's important to me to be able to extend a special welcome to our parents, grandparents, members of the families, and to other relatives of each graduate. I acknowledge the pride parents and grandparents have in particular as you watch your graduates today. We've had many important events and recognitions throughout the years that these students have been in school. But the program tonight is our most important event. It is each graduate's goal over all their years of schooling. It is the district's payoff for millions of hours of work by students and staff over many years. And each student, to help each student acquire the knowledge and skills that have prepared them for the future. Graduates, this is your night tonight. This is your moment, your victory, your great achievement. It is a climax to your years of formal schooling. Your payoff for all of the work you put in and all of the challenges you've overcome. Tonight, we celebrate each of you. Your achievement of reaching this point tonight deserves celebration. Your individual and collective achievements give meaning to my work and that of all adults in the district. I would also like to remind you that none of you would be here tonight without support from your family. And I hope that each of you will take time to show gratitude to your family for the support they provided to you over the years. Indeed, I encourage you to make gratitude a major part of your attitude in the years to come. Gratitude is reflecting your deep appreciation for the gifts you have received. I also want to take the opportunity to thank the teachers who have had an incredible impact on you every year you've been in school. We especially thank you for your commitment and perseverance during the 3 most recent, very challenging years. Also, thanks to the other caring and committed employees who have helped give you the best schools possible and have provided your ultimate success. We could spend all evening reflecting on the very challenging year and its impact on you, but we are here to celebrate your time in Minnetonka and the commencement of your lives in the times after tonight. I do, however, want to acknowledge each of you for persevering through the many challenges that you faced this year and in 2 prior years. Depending upon your handling of those challenges, it could have been a life-changing experience. Our students will always remember having been in school when coronavirus hit in 2020 and schools closed and the district implemented many different models to ensure that students continue to learn at high levels. Even this year has been different due to COVID. Most of you have continued to thrive. Your flexibility and tenacity have been impressive, and they have prepared you for the future challenges in life. However, it pains me that some of you have not done well during this time, and I hope that you have appreciated the support we've given to you to get you back on track. This welcome gets more difficult every year because almost anything anyone says anymore to a large audience offends someone. I learned a few years ago that even praising the accomplishments of our students is aggravating to some parents. There's much that I could say about the current challenges of our world and the future difficulties that are surely lying ahead. However, my goal tonight is to have you and your family be excited about your time in Minnetonka and for your parents to be proud of you, not be aggravated by something the superintendent said. I can tell you, however, that you are going into a world that's in a mess, and we will need all of your skills and attitudes to navigate it. All of these graduates were born after I started here as superintendent 21 years ago. Many of you started kindergarten in Minnetonka in my 9th year, and I've watched over you for 13 years as you have become outstanding young people. Others among you joined the class along the way, some of as recently as this year. It's been so rewarding to watch and you learn and grow over those years. The Minnetonka School District and Minnetonka High School have had another absolutely outstanding year, despite the complications we've had this year. This district and this high school are considered the best in Minnesota and one of the best in the country. NISH ranks the high school and the district #1 in the state of Minnesota. MME and MMW have been ranked numbers 1 and 2 in Minnesota. Scenic Heights has been #1, and the other elementary schools have been ranked in the top 20 in Minnesota. We have 863 outstanding graduates this year. 272 of you are open enrolled members who have added so much value to the class. We have believed in the ability of every student as you have gone through our schools. You have done exceptionally well. Students in music, drama, academic competitions, athletics have had great years. You have competed at high levels and won championships. There are so many great achievements by this class and individuals in this class that deserve recognition tonight, but unfortunately, time limits will not permit us to share those. However, you accomplished them, and you know that, and we're proud of you. We've seen all of our students achieving at levels they never thought possible because we've had high expectations for each of them. Record numbers of our graduates have challenged themselves by taking highly rigorous classes. A large majority have taken at least one advanced placement or international baccalaureate course. This illustrates how our graduates have grown to realize that most of them can take on challenging courses in high school and be ready for post-secondary school. And it also gives them the confidence to take on challenging things in life. I'm proud of the fact that we've prepared you to take on more challenging things in life than you maybe otherwise would have been able to take on. We've used the ACT college entrance exam over the years as our best measure of how well each graduate has done and how well we've done with each graduate. It's just a sampling of what you know, but it's an important sampling. However, with more colleges not requiring the ACT any longer, many of our students have not chosen to take the ACT, and that has taken away from the ultimate value of that measure. The Minnetonka class of 2022 composite score is no longer based on enough of the class to accurately make conclusions and to make comparisons with other classes. However, I do want to point out that this class has 14 members who have achieved 36s on the ACT and many more in the high 30s. To give this excellence perspective, thank you, congratulations. To give this excellence perspective, there are probably only about 70 to 75 36s in the entire state of Minnesota. This class has made outstanding numbers also on the National Merit semifinalists with 32 and commended students at 38. That 70 is the highest number we've ever had. In my first year in Minnetonka, we had 2 semifinalists and 7 commended students. So we've made improvements in that area. So we are confident that this class's achievement places them at nationally competitive levels with other great high schools in America and compares favorably with the Minnetonka classes of the past. Each generation in America has its own inventions and views of the world, and I have been able to observe those changes over my 56 years in educational leadership. Each generation rebelled somewhat from the previous generation. Changes in the past were more evolutionary. However, the changes we are seeing today are revolutionary, and they are often going in opposite directions. That causes deep divisions in our society. Yes, the world is going to be very different, than what the graduates of just 3 or 4 years ago went into. However, you will not be alone. We are all in this world with you. The world has always been very complicated, but you are entering an extremely complex and angry world. You can begin to change that. Each of you have been given unique talents. I encourage you to use your talents to assure your own success and that of others. One of the best pieces of advice that I ever received was from Ted Bell, who was then the U.S. Secretary of Education, and that was, how you use your spare time will make all the difference in what you accomplish. So we are all given the same 24 hours in a day, the same 365 days in a year, and those who make purposeful choices regarding their time will achieve their goals. And those who do not watch their time and waste their time will be less successful in reaching their goals. There is so much need for leaders in our community, our state, and our nation. Each of you, these graduates, needs to realize that there are many opportunities available in America to lead. Leaders need courage and commitment to the success of others. You have all faced personal challenges on your journey to tonight. We could spend all night just talking about any one of you and the challenges you've overcome. We also know that there are still more challenges that lie ahead and more victories in the future. Life is like that. On behalf of everyone here tonight, congratulations to each of you and best wishes for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Peterson.
Next, we will hear a musical selection from some of our very own seniors. Jennifer Liu, Olivia Salmi, Hannah Seeman, and Jane Williams will now perform Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me by Elton John and Bernie Taupin, arranged by Aaron Kohrs.
I can't lie, no more of its darkness. Da 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 do. All my pictures seem to fade to black and white. I'm growing tired, and time stands still before me. Da 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 do. Frozen here on the ladder of my life. Too late to save myself from falling. Da 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 do. I took a chance and changed your way of life. But you misread my meaning when I met you. Da 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 do. Close the door. left me blinded by the light.
Don't let the sun go down on me.
Don't let the sun.
Although I search myself, it's always someone else I see. I just allow a fraction of your life to wander free. But losing everything is like the sun going down on me. Don't let the sun go down on me. Although I search myself, it's always someone else I see. I just allow a fraction of your life to wander free. But losing everything is like the sun going down on me. Down on me.
Thank you for that wonderful performance.
Well, next we have a speech from the graduate of the hour. She's been a wonderful student, leader, and friend to many, and these M&Ms couldn't be more proud to introduce her. She even managed to outgrow her allergy to raw fruits.
I've had the pleasure of knowing Greta personally for a long time thanks to cross country. And let me tell you, even outside of the sport, she is always running from one thing to the next. If there's one thing you need to know about Greta, it's that she is involved. She's a great leader of our school, as she represents us well and does the right thing, always with the smile that lights up the room.
Would you all please join us in welcoming Greta Weeks to the podium?
Family, friends, faculty, and Minnetonka High School's class of 2022. I am beyond honored to have been given the opportunity to stand before you today as we celebrate the end of one chapter of our lives and the start of another. I'd like to begin by extending a thank you on behalf of our class to those who've gotten us to this moment. Our loved ones, teachers, counselors, coaches, paraprofessionals, administration, and so many more individuals who've been instrumental in our upbringing. We are grateful for the time, effort, and guidance you've given us. Summarizing the last 4 years of our lives and what our class means to me into a 5-minute speech is no easy task. But as I reflected, one thing stood out to me. We are the class of resiliency and elasticity. Resiliency is defined as the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. As for elasticity, that refers to the ability of something to resume its normal shape after being stretched or compressed. And I would definitely say the pandemic has stretched and compressed us. But after months of learning at home, days missing our friends' smiles, and weeks 6 feet apart, our class was given a seemingly impossible task: to return Minnetonka back to its normal shape. As seniors, our first and last year of high school sandwiched the pandemic. Our freshman year, we got to experience it all. We got lost in the maze of identical hallways, trying desperately to find room 1207. We finally found our room and sat at a table with what would soon be some of our best friends. Some of us got our first A's. Some of us our first F's. We attended coffeehouse concerts and theater shows. We went to football games, ever envious of the seniors in their blue and white bibs. And then, just 3 years later, we were those seniors, charged with bringing it all back. But I would argue that we did more than just return Minnetonka to its normal shape. We changed it for the better. We reinvigorated school spirit, encouraging record attendance at sporting events and dances. Our class thrived academically, athletically, and artistically. Members of our class have done incredible advocacy work, bringing light to systemic racism, inequalities, and discrimination, ensuring that every student has a place to be respected and valued at our school. Each student in our class contributed something great to our community. Even if you aren't sure what that is, I promise you that every single person in this stadium has touched at least one person in our school's life in a positive and meaningful way, and that's an unforgettable legacy. As a class, we had the courage to make a significant difference at our school, and I encourage our class to carry this fearlessness with us as we graduate to our next chapters. Our world needs people who are brave enough to be change makers, and I see a class full of that potential. Sheryl Sandberg, a philanthropist and advocate for women's economic empowerment, once asked her audience probably the most terrifying but also liberating question they had ever heard. What would you do if you weren't afraid? It's an age-old dilemma, and one that's likely silently been asked of us every time we make a decision. So, as we leave the stadium to embark upon our next adventure, I challenge you, Minnetonka High School's class of 2022. What will you do with your courage?
Thank you, Greta, for that inspiring speech.
I am very excited for the following speaker, nominated by our very own graduating class. Known for wearing a different bow tie every day, his passion for learning always comes through in his lessons.
I commend him for loving physics, which is no small miracle.
Though neither of us had the privilege of having Mr. Cossette as a teacher, we are still aware of the lasting impact he has left on all of his students. This just goes to show how much of a legacy Mr. Cossette has created through his passion for learning and teaching. Join me in a round of applause to welcome Mr. Cossette to the stage.
It's an honor of a lifetime to stand before you here and share some words to celebrate your final high school year. I have 2 kids at home watching Dad before their bedtime, so like a solid children's story, the speech is gonna rhyme. You know, it's like the world's largest classroom standing up here on this perch, but I heard if this goes well, I get to open for Eric Church. Oh, actually, I see that's not actually true. Oh, sorry. Welcome, friends and family who have traveled far and wide, to the teachers, staff, and admin who are sitting by your side. We are gathered here to celebrate each and every one of you. I am thrilled to be here speaking to the class of 22. The class that had 4 years of school where no 2 looked the same. When leadership was needed, you stepped up, you always came, picking up the mantle and resetting school traditions, navigating life in ever-changing new conditions. Unafraid to think more deeply and question your ideals, like the weeks of hot debate on if the world has more doors or wheels. Or realizing just how bad you are at auto-completing faces for the friends and teachers you only knew while wearing masks in places. On this day, we can sometimes overvalue awards, and we place too much weight on the medals and the cords, but I want to be clear, just the fact that you're here is enough. We are proud of your high school career. So, before you toss your caps, as the graduates you'll all soon be, here's some advice I wish someone had told to me. I used to think success came when I focused on gaps, to keep putting time in so I could clean up the scraps, but I've started to see that this isn't all true. It's your strengths that need practice. They're the things that you'll do. Why stop at good when you can work to be great? Put your weakness aside. You should load up your plate with the things that are natural, the things that you love, the things that have always seemed to fit like a glove. If you don't know where to start, ask your family and friends. They'll help you see strengths through a completely new lens. But finding these strengths is just part of your mission. You must craft your new skills through smart repetition, learning from failure with persistence and grit, incremental improvements you are proud to submit. I have watched this class show you aren't afraid of a hurdle by the number of times I have caught you on Wordle. For the three of you here who somehow haven't heard, it's a game, 6 tries to guess a 5-letter word. If the letter is right, it turns green in that spot. If it's close, it turns yellow, and gray if it's not. You win the game just by trying and learning from guesses. And when you finally get it, you get to share your successes. If it isn't already painfully clear, I think this game shares a lot with your path that led here. When the future is foggy and too much to pursue, just take the first step. The rest will come into view. But what do you do if you've honestly tried with no progress in sight or no sense of pride? Do you stay on that path or do you find a transition? It's a hard place to be, so let me give you permission. It's okay to quit. I know that doesn't sound right. It doesn't seem that inspiring, not too happy or bright, but sometimes, just sometimes, quitting is good. If there's something else out there that you don't do, but should. When I sat where you sit, this would not have made sense. I never admitted when it got too intense, or boring, or painful, or too far in for me to change. But that prevented me from new things, from looking downrange. The hardest thing I've ever done is the reason that I'm here. So when I chose to quit my job as a well-paid engineer, it was hard. I wasn't sure. I think it would have happened sometime, but if I didn't change my path, you wouldn't have heard these sweet rhymes. It's not too late to change. No one knows for sure, but with a willingness to jump, you might be better than you were. Someone once asked me, what have you made? What have you done to be showcased, displayed? To be honest, at the time, my answer wasn't great. I know what I'd say now, but my response is years too late. So I ask the same of you so that you can all reflect, because what have you made doesn't have to be an object. It could take the form of friendship that you fostered and sustained, or maybe it's a change that you've worked on and attained. Right now, what will you make motivates me more than ever. It gives life to daily chores and has led to new endeavors. And now that I'm a father with this role to live up to, I hope my mini-me's grow up as wonderful as you. Because you leave behind a legacy and your ripples travel far to see your classmates' strengths and love your peers for who they are. Defending one another's culture, gender, race, or creed. Celebrating differences, standing up for those in need. Amplifying those who felt unseen and felt unheard. Setting an example through your actions and your words. Our experience is shaped by where we're from and how we look. And sometimes our success was more than actions that we took. When in a place of privilege, we must learn and we must listen. We must recognize success is more than effort and ambition. Be aware of the injustice and of people who've been slighted. Find the things that you can do. There are wrongs that must be righted. If there's one thing that I've learned from all this closing and returning, it's that everyone around us is still growing. We're all still learning. I hope when someone asks you what you'll make and what you've made, you can proudly reflect back upon the deck of cards you've played. You are all very special. You have all been quite blessed to have what you have. So I have one more request. Whatever you do and wherever you go, pay attention to moments that force you to grow. Your futures ahead will be filled up with stories of all your successes and triumphs and glories, but the memories that stick and stand out when they've ended are the moments when things didn't go as intended. Someday you'll look back from a new point of view and appreciate the things that became clearer to you in that time with ourselves. At home, disconnected, we learn to recognize things we should have always respected. School isn't just class, and school isn't the grade. It's about branching out and connections you've made. It's the times when we're stretched that push us beyond. When you face these tough times, how will you respond? It is my hope that you'll do what you can to step up and proudly stake your flag in the sand. Using your strengths, you will carve your own trail. It might take a few turns, but I know you'll prevail. The world will be yours. Take care and take heed. Set the example, and we'll follow your lead. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Dr. Seuss better watch his back. But seriously, thank you, Mr. Cossette, and thank you for always choosing real bow ties over those clip-on cop-outs.
Thank you, fellow students, for voting such a wonderful representative of our staff to the stage.
Our choir, orchestra, and wind ensemble will now perform Homeland under the direction of Mr. Aaron Kohrs, Mrs. Sarah Finn-Sommerfeld, and Mr. Miles Mortensen. Let's give them a warm round of applause.
What a wonderful performance.
Yes, that was incredible.
Thank you, seniors, most of all, for dedicating your time to our music department. I know you will all be missed.
Mr. Erickson will now be addressing our class. I think I speak on all of our behalves when I say that Mr. Erickson has been a personable and supportive principal these past rocky years and will miss his Beyond 140s.
He's got it.
Thank you and welcome soon-to-be 2022 graduates, parents, friends, and family for this special event. As the ticket requests came in, I was so moved by the fact that we have so many families, friends, and others traveling to be part of this special evening. So many people who love and care for you and are so proud of you. They have watched, as I have, and with tremendous pride, your journey. And seniors, this is your night. Seniors, I stand before you for the last time. My last time to share a few parting thoughts, kind of an extended play of the morning show. I want you to think back to August 2018, your 9th grade retreat. That was where our first conversation took place. And I asked you during that class meeting how MHS will be better because of you. As you sit here tonight, now 4 years later, and reflect on that question, know from my perspective, and that of our staff and our community, that you have. Use your voice, practice empathy, spread compassion, and demonstrate all of this through your servant leadership. I'm grateful and well done. At that class meeting in 2018, no one could have predicted what the next 4 years would be like. No one could obviously predicted the global pandemic would close schools as we know it, and our, quote, normal way of life would change on March 13th. No one could have predicted we'd be emphasizing cameras on and such irritating lines as, "You're muted." It's been a hard lesson of resilience. And also, when there's a plan, there's also another plan that changed for how we wanted to roll. It hit me this past September, one of you mentioned on the way out of school that that was your first 5-day week since your sophomore year. Now, in keeping with Ferris Bueller's Day Off, some of you really struggled to complete a 5-day week during the month of May. Too soon? And yet, for those who are longing for an earlier summer vacation, seniors, tonight we should pause and express a moment of gratitude to the one person who made that happen, Eric Church, who accomplished more for freedom for you this year than the snow button did. Yet, Tonka, tonight we hit the pause button for the last time, as we reflect on the fact that you all have a story that has brought you this moment of fame. As we talked this morning, you're just moments away from walking across the stage on the huge Jumbotron behind me, 14K. Seniors, each of you contributed to the story of our community and our school. Each of you have struggles, successes, highs and lows, and each of you have earned a high school diploma. You've learned that high school, as in life you will soon see, it can be challenging and can be a series of mistakes. And what defines you is how you respond to that, how you learn, and how you grow. I'm grateful that I've had the chance to be part and witness to your story these past 4 years. So, a few final thoughts as we close your high school chapter. First, seniors, lead. As you think about leadership and your influence of others in the world, a few key thoughts come to mind. First, this work requires collaboration. Now, what does effective collaboration look like? It's obviously to co-labor, the art of working with someone to complete a project or task. As a process, it is a partnership built on a common goal, where all voices are heard, where there's civil discourse built on respect, that is face-to-face, not a monologue, not over social media. Tonka, as you've done group projects over the past 4 years, sometimes you might say, it's just easier to do it on my own. But in the end, it's not. We've got to do this together as we continue to face serious challenges ahead. Helen Keller shared, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Just this month, I had a chance to watch some final presentations at Best Buy for some students in front of a team of leaders within the company. In listening to that debrief, I heard the joy of working together toward addressing a common problem, and more importantly, developing a solution. As a class, you've collaborated in many other ways: academics, teams, clubs, activities, causes, and more. The ability to effectively collaborate is the way of the future. It's going to be our most effective way to solve and achieve solutions. The second part related to leadership comes from back to our core value, to do the right thing. And this has been the center of our community. In leadership and decision making, doing the right thing isn't always easy. It requires courage. As many of you know, I've had several book titles published under my name. Well, in reality, I published the cover with a great photo, and I'm still working on the inside part of the book, such as Power of Five and the Power of Mast. My current working title, Short-Term Pain or Long-Term Pain, which do you prefer? In leadership, there can be short-term pain toward long-term success. In leadership, Tonka, continue to do what is right. Popularity does not always equal effectiveness. You may get criticized either way. You need to stay grounded in your why, your purpose. Tonka, you're inheriting quite a world. There's more need to engage in civil discourse than ever before. Remember that treating someone with respect may cost you nothing, but it only happens when we're intentional. Diversity is a strength. We need to all continue to find ways to include voices of all, in particular those who may not feel heard. One of my favorite videos that we do every other week is I'm a Skipper, where in just under a minute, we learn about someone's story. This allows for authentic relationships to be built through mutual understanding of each other. This importance of one story was reaffirmed this spring, just in March when Chris Singleton challenged us to learn someone's story before we listen to their stance on a position or topic. This work requires conversation. Then we work together to build relationships and better our world. Choose to continue to lead with love over hate. Continue to slow down and engage each other with thoughtful questions. Choose listening to their responses. Hearing such wise advice is step one. Believing step two, and acting step three. When we know better, we do better. My best advice, surround yourself with people who will challenge you to help grow and be better. Be the person who challenges others to do the same. Lastly, with leadership in life, have passion and do what you believe will make the world a better place. Honestly, as a class, you have displayed more passion than I thought possible. You came back this fall with a renewed sense of passion and unbridled enthusiasm, the likes that I had not seen during the pandemic or frankly before. 7,500 people packed Einar Anderson for homecoming. More floats in the parade than ever possible. More attending dances, clubs, activities. More desire to be together in person. Tonka, I witnessed you couple that passion with the ability for gratitude to be together and to make it a memorable year. Your passion was demonstrated so many times throughout the year in the Momentum program, music, immersion, plays, IB, the Unified program, to just name a few. You have shown your passion in your leadership, and you've grown as leaders, and MHS is better for all. Soon your high school career will be in the rearview mirror, and the car is almost in reverse. The transcript is printed. What matters more in life is not what appears on the transcript, but how you've treated people. The temporary parts of high school will fade away. What I hope remains is the skills of how to learn, how to ask good questions, how to critically analyze facts and draw your own conclusions, and how you do that all by leading with kindness and empathy. Seniors, knowing this class allows me to be deeply optimistic for the future. I'm proud of you and who you've become to this point as you're hitting your own pace. So I say it, I'm certainly counting on you, we're counting on you, and I'm thankful for you. I'm really excited to see what path and what you do ahead in life. With all this in mind, I want to go back to that question of August 2018 for my final question this evening. Is how will this world be a better place for you and for everyone around you? I look forward to hearing from you as your chapters unfold and as your work moves ahead. Tonka, may you continue to serve others by leading collaboratively, with a commitment to do what is right, while displaying your passion with a zest for life. May you find people in your life that help you continue to grow, learn, and as a result, do better. Trust your journey. So as I close, you can all think back to many temperature checks, and I say, may the temperature checks of joy and happiness in your life always go beyond 140. Job well done, and congratulations. So now as the disclaimer as we start, first to say we will recognize the class of 2022. We're just moments away from what we practiced this morning. Shake in. No, this half shake in. There we go. So tonight I want to thank everyone for attending this event, and a special thanks to all the parents and family members for the support the past few years, and to the staff and their commitment to all of our students. My joy every day came from seeing you in the halls and the work you've done. So tonight there's so much joy and enthusiasm. For some it's impossible to control. However, we know you can. So on behalf of the graduates of Minnetonka High School and everyone here, I ask you to respect the formal nature of this ceremony to help us make it as dignified and as respectful as possible. Please hold your applause and refrain from other shouts of encouragement until all the names have been read. We certainly don't want to miss anybody's name in an outburst. So members of the cabinet, and I pause with a special note, Superintendent Peterson, for the last time, congratulations, and on behalf of our community, I'm in debt for your tremendous work and commitment to our students. So for the last time, Dr. Peterson. So Superintendent Peterson, for the last time, members of the school board, on behalf of the teaching staff at Minnetonka High School, I certify the following diploma candidates meet all the requirements outlined by both the state of Minnesota and the Minnetonka School District for participation in this ceremony. So without further ado, seniors, I can't wait to shake your hand. Congratulations on a job well done. Ms. Mauser, bring our first group forward. Well done. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Boasheim.
Nathan Abbott. Nima Abdallah. Abdulkani Abdi. Julian Abiv. Nathan Abraham. Kira Abrahamson. Claire Atchison. Jocelyn Acosta Mendoza. Warsami Aiden. Lucia Adoradillo. Benjamin Ashlamam. Benjamin Afaltar. Amalia Alquist. Chloe Alstedt. Aiden Coughlin. Connor Claysmack. Jake Renfew. Samira Ahmed. Macy Alcon. Madeline Alden. Owen Allen. Kevin Toussaint. Alexandra Alvarez. Spencer Armon. Sebastian Amoratoru. Brian Anderson. Cal Anderson. Cooper Anderson. Emma Anderson. Buddy, what's your name? Levi Mosman. Grayson Anderson. Logan Toland. Nicholas Anderson. Noah Andes. Atmos Andershuk. Lucas Anderson. Lucas Andrews, sorry. Madison Andrews. Charlie Arabandos. Nina Arleth. Noah Arndt. Nora Arndt, sorry. Benjamin Arnold. Abra Aurora. Linda Artiaga. Charlie Bobbitz. Maya Bear. Nick Bear. Colin Bailey. Elise Baird. Noemi Besa. Tanzila Bhakti Ordzoda. Jin Young Bong. Nolan Barba. Benjamin Barber. Elena Barbieri. Chloe Barnaby. Carter Barnes. Elena Barrett. Peter Barrett. Sasha Buskakov. Alyssa Battenberg. Emma Battenberg. Laura Battenberg. Maddie Bauman. Heidi Beal. Luca Bella Beeson. Philip Bellinger. Samuel Bender. Anthony Bennett. Sal Benson. Alexandra Benson. Leo Berger. Carly Bergfalk. Matthew Berlin. Andrew Birch. Ethan Best. Lucille Battelle. Ethan Black. Amaya Blanchard. Nikita Blanov. Kayla Blanc. Aletta Bloomberg. Ryan Bloomberg. Matthew Boberg. Reese Box. Emerson Bodner Klein. Lucy Betcher. Ariel Bogan. Hannah Bogle. Ella Bowles. Sophia Bowles. Ryan Booz. Kyla Borgendale. Nicholas Bass. Mara Boyko. Austin Boyles. Margaret Brady. Jacob Bragg. Odelia Brandel. Maggie Brandt. Nathaniel Brandt. Timothy Finn Braun. Thomas Brett Labouchere. Samuel Breyer. Jocelyn Brink. Trent Brass. Griffin Brower. Jeremy Brown. Caitlin Brown. Kiana Brown. Danielle Brown. Spencer Brown. Joseph Brush. Kyle Brandt. Kyle Bryant. Tyler Bryant. Tiante Bryson. Chance Budadjono, Marin Busselberg, Zachary Butcher, Kevin Callahan, Sean Callahan, Allison Cameron, Maria Camilli, Emerson Campbell, Grace Campbell, Jack Campbell, Helena Carlson, Reese Carlson, Riley Carlson, Zachary Carroll, Claire Carver, Nicholas Carver, Angel Casillas, Neo Casaza, Anders Castelline, Aiden Chalmers, Edward Chapman, Lucas Charbonnet, Wyatt Chartier, Moss Chase, what is it? Natalie Chellan, Ava Chen, Zhao Ming Chen, Tony Chernick, Riley Chernivek, Nolan Ches, Benjamin Christensen, Garrett Christensen, Peyton Christensen, Vlad Chubutaru, Benjamin Chung, Kyle Jinji, Connor Clare, Lillian Clayton, Sophia Clemens, Isabel Coda, Harrison Cole, Rory Cole, Alex Colmenares, Jennifer Calville, Elijah Conradi, Cade Conzemius, Reed Kovitz, Claire Cowan, Audrey Cranbrook, Madison Crandall, Charles Kripe, Evan Criswell, Victoria Cruikshank, Nathan Dalby, Kruthika Dama, Nora Domit, Brittany Dang, Caroline Grace Davis, Will Davis, David Davtian, Elizabeth Del Monte, Jose de la Cruz, Diego DeMars, Jamie Deneen, Buster Allen Denman, Jesse DePass, Camille Del Sombre, Aria Dev, Sky Devereaux, Emma DeVilliers, Max Dewing, Adeline Diaz, Ryan Deedy, Andy Dill, Guadalupe Dobbins Kralewski, Sam Dodd, Gabriella Donangelo, Derry Donnelly, Emma Jaroshak, Gavin Dorr, Camara Dodson, Joseph DeBoule, Charlie Duxshire, Lucia Dugan, Clayton Dunn, Quinn Dvorak, Audrey Edwards, Lucas Edwards, Jordan Ellert, Drew Eichhorn, Joss Eisenreich, Hala El Harshway, Ismail El Shoshabi.
Annika Elvestrom, Julia Enninga, Dylan Erickson. John Erickson. Tiffany Erickson. Genevieve Esch. Ian Esser. Emily Adel. Elizabeth Fandry. Justina Falknor. Yusuf Eldashori. Nora Ferraro. Lauren Fedor. Torin Firehammer. John Fitzsimmons. Anna Flecky. Jordan Fleshy. Parker Flynn. Abigail Forsmark. Isaac Forst. Jackson Fortner. Graham Foss. Amy Foster. Paxton Fowler. Madison Fox. Trevor Frank. Easton Freed. Noah Friedman. Molly Fries. Ella Fries. Miggy Frothinger. Mark Fu. Kayla Fung. Eleanor Gabbard. Cameron Gatcheru. Shannon Gaffney. Stanley Gagner. Barrett Gallant. Eleanor Galley. Aiden Gambiana. Connor Garrick. Ashley Gierman. Robert Gendlin. Joseph Gendro. Marcus Gerzak. Grace Gibney. Cole Gibson. Evan Giebel. Kylie Gifford. Garrett Gillespie. Angelica Ginsberg. Michael Giovenco. Osvaldo Hiron. Savannah Glanzer. Will Gailey. Quinn Gorgon. Callista Getz. Maria Viviana Gonzalez de la Cruz. Leonardo Granrud. Ellie Gray. Larissa Greben. Casey Greeley. Tristan Green. Anna Greenwood. Marshall Gregerson. Parker Griswold. Isaac Grossman. Goji Gujergiani. Elizabeth Gujamis. Max Gunderson. Leah Gralnick. Connor Gutenfelder. Griffin Haig. Ella Hagen. Beckett Hammond. Simon Handwerger. Catherine Hanley. Caden Hansen. Drew Hansen. Kaylin Hansen. Mara Hansen. Phoebe Hansen. Reed Hannes. Elizabeth Hapka. Nicole Haraway. Zachary Hare. Maya Harrington. Joe Harris. Keegan Harris. Jared Hansman. Elizabeth Hayden. Macy Heath. Brian Heaton. Natalie Heer. Mia Hagelman. Michael Heidi. Sydney Hines. Grace Heinzen. Teo Heitkamp. Patrick Heitz. AJ Hemming. Savannah Hendrickson. Rocco Heng. Sam Hennon. Jacob Herbert. Maximilian Hernberger. Hadley Herwig. Andrew Hilmer. Corbin Hillstrom. Brady Hines. Simon Hawker. Abby Hoekstra. Ashton Hoffman. Josiah Hawley. Jordan Hollings. Kiernan Holmes. Paxton Holmes. Helen Holmstrom. Jackson Holte. Sophie Holmberger. Braden Honey. Maya Hu. Nadia Hooten. Shay Horning. Kate House. Connor Howell. Alexis Hoy. Claire Huang. Dante Hudson. Andrew Huey. Xander Hughes. Sam Huso. Gabriel Heinevenen. Sana Ikramudin. Ella Ingham. Ella Izquierdo. Ben Jackson. Carrera Jackson. Georgia Jakes. Jackson Jaffe. Mason Jakubik. Alexandra Johnson. Alexia Johnson. Chloe Johnson. Elsa Johnson. Forrest Johnson. Hope Johnson. Olivia Johnson. Sophia G. Johnson. Sophia L. Johnson. Soren Johnson. Evan Jones. Eve Jones. Corey Jose. Emily Joseph. Trevor Camps. Maya Kangas. Ellie Capeller. Cody Kaplan. Jahangir Kuja Karimov. Eva Kashyap. Sydney Call. Grace Kong. Anna Cagle. Grace Keller. Allison Kellett. Corrine Kelling. Isabella Kelly. Riley Kelly. Lucy Kennedy. Elena Poroshevseva. Julia Keybort. Caleb Kleinens. Jackson Click. Matthew Klein. Sam Kleinfelter. Ryan Kloster. Tanner Knutson. Allison Koch. Van Cohentoff. Lincoln Kohler. Emma Comis. Emma Konizny. George Kopendaka. Sophie Kost. Ashton Koinen. Olivia Kronzer. Benjamin Kruger. Jenna Kruger. Abigail Krull. Vic Kurup. Carmen Kaitanen. Sophia Labuddy. Claire Labat. Annika Labery.
Tim Lagerback. Andrew Lambers. Jake Lane. Tyler Langevin. Chloe Lannon. Olivia LaRoche. Håkan Larson. Royal Larson. Sam Larson. Naya Laskin. Meredith Lauer. Katie Lauerman. Kate LeBlanc. Shai-Hung Lee. Morgan Lee. Kevin Lane. Jared Lair. Adu Langling. Svetlana Laplatte. Benjamin Leskaukis. Catherine Lesmeister. David Leto. Aiden Levin. Charlie Lewin. Tyler Leon. Helena Lightheart. Ishbel Lightheart. George Lindberg. Thomas Lindholm. Carmen Lanier. Greta Lips, Walker Liu, Sini Liu, Kiani Lockett, Danielle Lorenz, Cameron Lopez, Sid Louis, Aaliyah Lowry Luther, Savannah Lowry Luther, Kareme Luces Diaz, Gavin Lukic, Annika Lund, Molly Lund, Brooke Lundberg, Emily Mukasko, Ewan McGowan, Peyton Mahadi, Sharik Malik, Karavia Mundal, Teddy Manlove, Maximilian Manella, Michael Manning, Alyssa Marceau, Jacob Margot, Joel Markley, Aiden Marshall, Caroline Marshall, Emmanuel Martin, Will Martin, Alan Martinez, Francis Matthias, Joseph Matson, Maxwell Mavius, Veronica Mayros, Danielle Mazu, Paul Bonde, Sean McCauley, Joey McBain, Andrew McCula, Sam McCutcheon, Caden McDaniel, Joseph McDonald, Ryan McGurk, Megan McHugh, Jack G. McKenzie, Jack H. McKenzie, Callan McKinley, Josh McKinney, Caitlin McEaron, Sam McMillan, Alex McNutt, Clayton McToole, Riley Meaden, Regan Mells, Ellie Meyer, Zoe Meyer, Ava Michaels, Natalie Malachnik, Casey Miller, Chloe Miller, Eric Miller, Reagan Miller, Kate Mindek, Emerson Mintz, Kiefer Mishkew, Carson Meckel, Lauren Mock, Khalid Mohamud, Likfa Mahmoud, Annika Mon, Soren Mon, Eric Moltenhauer, Elizabeth Molnau, Christian Montgomery, Dennis Moore, Mick Moore, Elizabeth Morgan, Almis Musa, Alex Mueller, Elena Mueller, Antonio Munoz, Kyle Murphy, Hannah Musman, Amber Myers, Anna Myers, Emma Naruko, Jacob Nauman, Kevin Nelson, Spencer Nessa, Abigail Newhouse, Olivia Newman, Kimberly Wynn, Emily Nikas, Lauren Noble, Delaney Nordis, Elizabeth Nordvold, Tendo Elijah Ntombe, Viviana Nunez, Ayub Noor, Julius Nurse, Camden O'Brien, Darby O'Connor, Carlos O'Keefe, Zachary Ogle, Justin Olmedo, Derek Olson, Henrik Olson, Jack Olson, Noah Olson, Sabrina Omar, Daniel Ortiz, Stephen Osi, Marcy Osenge, Abdurrahim Asman, Ava Ostrom, Kennedy Owens, Rebecca Pace, Stella Packmeyer, Jack Palm, Tommy Pankoff, Brooke Paradise, Josh Rosh, Luke Patefield, Rachel Patton, L. Paul, Charlie Pears, Marcus Peterson, Sophie Peterson, Linnea Pelto, Sarah Pender, Sophie Penny, Sage Purelis, Tatiana Perez, Marissa Peterson, Michaela Peterson, Max Petrick, Liam Pettit, Francis Pham, Adeline Phillips, Emma Pierscala, Isabel Pille, Brandon Pilosi, Kasha Piontek, Diego Pitt, Noreen Pogozelski, Andrea Portio Torcat, Jack Poston, Dinu Paucher, Malin Prawley, Sriya Pulavarthi, Liam Pertel, Brant Puzak, Eric Quam, Liam Quinn, Maria Jose, Quinte Almeida, Wesley Quist, Reed Rarup, Cole Raby, Angelina Rabushka, Emery Raby, Arlo Rader, Ava Ryala, Chris Ramirez, Jack Rausch, Margaret Ravine, Danny Raymond, Mackenzie Reberg, Brock Redding, Ashley Renault, Anessa Reisinger, Emma Ryerson, Samuel Rebar, William Rickman,
Maddox Rickenbach, Chloe Rieger, Emily Reamer, Devin Riggins Brown, Gracie Rindels, Hannah Rindels, Ellie Ripple, Michael Rivera, Anna Roberts, Sam Roberts, Diego Rodriguez, Ella Rail. Sydney Repke. Nick Rogney. Will Rook. Noah Rooney. Henry Rosenhagen. Benjamin Rothman. Sam Rotuno. Sophia Rundquist. Brooke Russell. Ravel Root. Katie Rutledge. Colin Ryan. Morgan Ryan. Sebastian Sumko. Adam Saeed. Mahmoud Saeed. Celia Salita. Ellie Samola. Lauren Salmi. Olivia Salmi. Michael Sanders. Sophia Santa. Jack Sanchagrin. Joe Schaller. Henry Schattschneider. Noah Scheibel. Aaron Schielke. Ella Schindel. Matthew Schlosser. Trey Schmidt. Nigel Schmidtline. Max Skolton. Mary Schottler. Anna Schreck. Adam Schulenberg. Lauren Schulman. August Schrupp. Hudson Schutte. Alex Schwaller. Jack Sear. Hannah Seeman. Riley Samira. Stephen Sepulveda. Angelina Sharp Corbin. Martin Shears. Ava Shellstad. Rachel Shellstad. Madison Sherburne. Maxwell Sheridan. Blake Shields. Brianna Shields. Jacob Shipstead. Cooper Shivley. Anna Shoemaker. Max Siegel. Franklin Simonson. Mabel Simpson. Blake Singh. Sanjana Shivkumar. Cameron Shoding. Rashid Skake. Shay Skoglund. Claire Smallwood. Jacob Smith. Miranda Smith. Natalie Smith. Sawyer Smith. Audrey Sotanto. Alex Solta. Shiloh Soapsack. Scott Sorensen. Christina Spasoyevich. Mihaela Spears. Ava Speedling. Emily Schramek. Declan St. John. Abby Stanwood. Maxwell Stavro. Grace Steffen. Samuel Stefanowicz, Julius Steidl, Bailey Stell, Kayla Stevenson, Madeline Stortz, Sophie Stout, Lauren Streff, Reed Strickland, Nathan Sun, Jeannie Sweetman, Alex Swenson, Anna Swenson, Emma Swenson, Evan Swenson, Conlon Sykes, Parker Tabor, Spencer Tabor, Katrina Tadros, Alexa Talisman, Julia Terrell, Hannah Thibodeau, Ryan Timpson, Dalen Thomas, Elizabeth Thomas, Zara Thomas, Carter Thomas, Christina Thompson, Rachel Thompson, Sophia Thompson, Leah Tift, Sydney Tolliver, Marin Tompkins, Alejandro Torbenson, Takara Torga, Audra Treberg, Ian Tripp, Elsa Trippett, Rebecca Turner, Logan Tuttle, Stella Tuttle, Kate Euchre, Max Underwood, John Van Bergen, Emily Van Dixhorn, Mats Van Gorkum, Silas Van Gorkum, Vivian Van Molen, Erwin Van Santen, Trig Van Wyk, Sam Vanderkamp, Finley Vandergriff, Caleb Vanderplas, Emma Van Zant, Lauren Vadine, Isabel Vian, Sebastian Villanueva, Gavin Vogstrom, Ross Volkov, Haley Van Ruden, Andrew Voss, Jackson Voss, Matthew Wadman, Alexandra Wagner, Keegan Walker, Sana Walker, William Walker, Preston Wallace, Miley Walters, Alina Wong, Elizabeth Wong, Connor Ward, Dalton Ward, Desiree Ware, Jocelyn Wortnick, Olivia Weisgott, Tyler Wazalewski, Elena Waters, Serena Webster, Greta Weeks, Emily Wybe, Margaret Wider, Abigail Weigel, Molly Welch, Paul Winsing, Annabelle Westland. Prentice Wheatley. Quincy Wheeler. Jack Wary. Alec Whipple. Caitlin Weberg. Parker Wickhoren. Gabriella Weesey. Simon Weiss. Nicholas Wilkowski. Jane Williams. Sophia Marie Williams. Bill Williams. Luke Wilson. Callie Wing. Carson Whitty. Zoe Wabama. Anna Rose Woolham. Brett Worley. Isabella Wright. Jeremiah Robleski. Henry Wardell. Nicholas Wyatt. Enrong Yao. Cece Yee. Kate Young. Courtney Youngquist. Omar Youssef. And Bo Zern.
Wow, that was a lot of names.
But we made it. It is now time for the 70th performance of The Choral Benediction by Peter Lucan under the direction of Mr. Aaron Kohrs.
All right, everyone, it's officially time to turn our tassels over. Here we go. Woo!
We'll give them time. We want everyone to be able to sit.
We had a great time on stage, and thanks to Minnetonka, these M&Ms are on their way to becoming Smarties. Congratulations, everyone. This is M.
And M.
Out. Whoa, 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 Maria.
What?
We forgot about the cap tossing. Class of 2022, would you please rise and remove your caps? Woof, oh boy. We'll throw them on 3.
Yes, on 3. Not on 2, not on go, but on 3, we'll toss our caps.
All right, parents, whip out those video cameras. Can we get a little drum roll? 1, 2,